Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany. Today I'm going to share with you some more Christmas treats and appetizers. My last few appetizer videos did extremely well, so I thought you guys might like to see some more. So if you guys want to see what I came up with, then please keep watching. Alright, so first up is our gingerbread fudge. Now I've got bunch of white chocolate chips. I'm not going to go over the exact measurements. I will leave the recipe down below if you guys want to obviously make it yourself, but it'll just make things a lot easier if I just explain what I've got here. So we've got our white chocolate chips, our seasoning, which is ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. So we've got that. We've got our molasses here. We've got our brown sugar and our sweetened condensed milk. And you also need some colorful holiday sprinkles to go on top. Now the recipe that I'm following has you put it in a pan and have little square pieces of fudge, but I wanted to put them in these little molds. I did get them from Amazon. I thought they were so precious, so I'm going to use these. So obviously I'm going to mix everything on the stove over here, and then I will come back and show you so we can fill our molds. All right, here's what we've got. Now I did heat it up on my gas stove for about 5 minutes on low, stirring continuously because it will burn, so do not use high heat. I'm going to do a little taste test here. Perfect, nice and seasoned, tastes just like a gingerbread cookie. So now what we're going to do, I've got my molds, but I figured I've got the molds, they are quite small, so I am going to put some in here as well. I've got some parchment paper, and then we'll do some squares as well because I'm going to have a lot. So let's start pouring into the molds and the tray. I'll do I'm gonna do the all right, I'm gonna do the pan first and see how much I have left over. What I like to do is tap it, make sure it's nice and level. Start filling these guys. All right, I'm gonna take a small little teaspoon and start filling. My hands are clean and washed, and this is for just my family, just for reference. I do use gloves when I prepare stuff for, a party. Carefully just fill in that mold there. We'll go back through once it levels. I don't want to overfill it. Here you can see I really made sure these were full. I am gonna scrape off the excess with a knife, and these will go in the fridge as well. I'm not gonna add any sprinkles. I might do it after the fact, but I think these are cute enough on their own. They don't need any extra sprinkles. So here's the opportunity to add some sprinkles. I'm gonna add some of these on top, as well as some sanding sugar, just whatever you have, go for it. There we have it. Now I'm going to just set this in the fridge for about an hour or longer. It depends on how long it takes to cool, and then we can cut it. All right, next up is our Christmas pinwheels. Now what you're gonna need, 2 blocks of softened cream cheese, any brand you like, a packet of ranch seasoning, some chopped and minced red pepper. Mine looks a little red and green, which is perfect, very festive. Then we've got some celery here. And if you don't like olives, you can omit this, but we love olives. You need some olives, and then some green onions, and then obviously your wraps. So what we're gonna do, make sure these are nice and soft, take them out, and just mix everything together. I'm actually gonna get my hands in there and do it that way. There we go, much easier. I got the garden spinach wraps. You can get any wraps you like. I just like this one because it's green and it's more festive. So I'm gonna lay these out. Now, I'm going to spread out my mixture. All right, once you've got it nice and spread evenly, we're gonna start rolling it into itself. Like so. You end up with like a nice little burrito in it. Gets easier as you go. So here's what it looks like inside. Really pretty. Here is what we've got. I did about 4 rolls. You probably could stretch it to do 6, but I want it to be a little bit thicker, a little bit more meatier, if you will. So yeah, that's done. Now we are going to do the topper. I'm gonna take a slice of sharp cheese. You can do any kind you like. I just like it because it's yellow. Kind of looks like a star. So now we're gonna take our 2 slices of cheddar cheese. They are thin, so I'm gonna try to do 2 and cut them with this snowflake cookie cutter. This is gonna go on the top of the tree. There we go. I'm gonna eat this, don't worry, it won't go to waste. So now here is the fun part. We are gonna go ahead and assemble our tree. I'm gonna set mine on this cute little reusable plate that I got from Kohl's. It is melamine or plastic. So we'll stack them around and around and around till it starts forming a tree. You'll see what I mean. There we go, that looks better. I know it's hard to tell from this angle, but this definitely looks better, more like a tree. Now we're gonna take our star here. You could put this on a toothpick, but mine's not thick enough to really do that. So I'm just gonna kind of place it in there carefully because I don't want to break the cheese. Now for a little bit extra fun touch, I am going to add some raspberries and blueberries to look like ornaments. Have it, a cute little Christmas pinwheel with fruit and cheese. All right, next up is our Nutella filled puff pastries. So what you're gonna need is obviously Nutella, some crescent roll sheets, or you can use puff pastry, 1 egg we're going to be using for the egg wash, and then some powdered sugar over here for the end. You'll also need a rolling pin to roll out your dough, as well as some Christmas cookie cutter shapes. I've got a ton here. I couldn't decide, so I guess we'll decide when the time comes. So first thing we're gonna do is roll out our crescent roll dough. All right, the editing Tiffany is gonna pop on here. I'm going to do the voiceover from here on out. My son woke up and I could no longer speak while filming. So here we are rolling out our crescent dough. I am going to put a thin layer of Nutella on here and spread it out. You don't want to put too much because then it will leak and get everywhere. So I'll spread that out in a nice even layer, and then here I have the second sheet. I'm going to put that on top, press it down, and then roll it out one more time. Now here are all my cookie cutters that I was showing you earlier. Now with these cookie cutters, you want to make sure and wiggle it like I'm doing. It really releases the dough so it doesn't stick and you don't tear it and it doesn't mess up the shape. So here we are, I did all of them. Now I am going to brush them with some egg wash, just so they will turn nice and golden brown when they come out of the oven. Here they are, fresh out of the oven, nice and golden brown and not overflowing because we put just enough Nutella. So I'm gonna let these cool, and once they cool down, I'm gonna sprinkle them with some powdered sugar. You don't need too much of this. It's just for the added sweet topping, or like, you know, it's a sprinkle for them, if you will. So I just added a nice little dusting. Once I finish that, I'm going to go ahead and plate them. I got this clear green tray from Walmart. I got 2 of them. They were like $2. Super cheap. I'm just going to dust the bottom with some more powdered sugar, so it kind of looks like snow, and then we are going to arrange our little pastries on there. These turned out really, really good. They're the best when they're fresh. They're nice and soft. These were a big hit in my house. Alright, next up is our grilled cheese and tomato soup. This is very similar to what we just did as far as rolling out the bread with the cookie cutters and cutting them. Now in hindsight, I should have rolled out the bread and the cheese together and then cut them, instead of rolling the bread and cutting the cheese and then reassembling them. My mom brain just wasn't working, so I had to do it separately, but nonetheless it came out just fine since the cookie cutters are the exact same shape. So after I cut out all of my shapes, I tried not to waste any bread, and if I did, I just kind of saved it. We can always make croutons or something out of that. So here they are. That will make 1 grilled cheese each. Now these are supposed to be snacks. It's not like a meal. It's a nice little appetizer. Here I am cutting my cheese. Like I said, I wish I would have put it with the bread. It would have made more sense. So if you try these, definitely do that instead. It'll save you a little bit more time. I went ahead and put the butter on the pan and made the grilled cheese like you would normally. Now I got this creamy tomato bisque from Walmart. It was actually really tasty. I wanted a different kind. I mean, you can always make it from scratch if you'd like, but this is definitely quicker. Now I got these jars from the desserts at Costco, you know, like the tiramisu, or they even had like some chocolate mousse. I saved them and I washed them. I've got a ton of them and they're so practical, especially for things like this. It's a perfect little cup. Fill it up with the soup, and then we'll put a little bit of rosemary in there and put our grilled cheese on top, and these are super easy and simple. Alright, next up is our little crackers with goat cheese. Now I got 2 different kinds of goat cheese, and I used rice crackers, by the way. I got this garlic and herb and this cranberry cinnamon. That cranberry cinnamon was so, so good. So what I'm going to do is just cut them and kind of form them into squares, because we are going to transform them into presents. I also made some round ones. You'll see why in a little bit. So I went ahead and laid all those out. I stuck them in the freezer for about 10 minutes just to get nice and firm again. So here I decided to roll some of them out into a round ball. I'm going to make little tomato ornaments out of them, so you'll see that here in a second. So here we have our cherry tomatoes. Actually, technically, I think they're not cherubs. I forgot what they are, but they're more round than grape tomatoes. Maybe they are cherry tomatoes. I'm sorry. But we cut them in half, and then I had some yellow pepper in there. And then here I am taking some chives. We're going to kind of do like an X, if you will. You can kind of see what I'm doing. You just want it to poke out the ends like so. So we put the tomato on top and then the little yellow pepper, and that is the ornament. Now we're going to be moving on to the wreath. I really tried to add like little balls to it. It just didn't want to come out. But yeah. We are using that cranberry goat cheese, and then I've got some jalapeno slices. Now we're going to chop up some chives. We're going to come back to the cranberry ones. I had to think about it for a minute. Now these ones, the little square ones, are going to be our presents. So you're going to take your chives and make a little X, as you can see here. I'm going to go through and do that to all of them. Then I decided to add a little bow, if you will, with the tomato pieces. Thought that was a cute little touch. It did want you to use parsley leaves, but all my leaves were really large. So I decided to opt for this instead, and I thought it came out cute. Now we're going to go back to those wreaths. I'm going to add some of that dill and then a tomato in the center, kind of like a bow. I thought it was cute too. Alright, last but not least is our little brownie bites. They are our Christmas light brownie bites. Now how cool is this? Philadelphia came out with their own cream cheese frosting, and let me tell you, it was amazing. So good. If you like cream cheese frosting, definitely got to give it a try. It is in the refrigerated aisle. I stuck my frosting in a little Ziploc bag and I cut the edge off, and you've got your very own piping bag. So if you don't have all the tools, you can make it yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and put that all around the top of that brownie. Now this is a play on a cupcake. I saw a cupcake version of this and I was like, you know what? Let's try to make something bite-sized, perfect for the kiddos. So we're going to put the icing on top, and then we're going to make a little swirl with our cookie icing. I picked black. You can pick green if you'd like. It is supposed to be a Christmas light. And I know wires can be white, they can be green, they can be black. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to add our little M&Ms as the light bulbs. So you're just going to stick them in, not flat, but on an angle, like sideways, as you can see here. So it kind of resembles a Christmas light. So I'm going to go ahead and alternate colors as I go around the brownie. And these came out precious. They are actually really tasty too. If you like cream cheese brownies, these will be right up your alley. So these are definitely a hit with the kids. Alright guys, that is all I got for you in this video today. I hope you got some more ideas. I will link all of my Christmas treats videos that I have made in years past down below. If you have not checked those out, please go check them out. There's some more great ideas over there. I do plan on making a Christmas treat charcuterie board, so stay tuned for that. I will be filming my What I Got My Kids for Christmas video, so if you're interested, stay tuned. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!